What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to another video. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video is, it's basically kind of like a part 2 or a second part to yesterday's video where I showed you how to install Minecraft cheats. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to download the Aristois client for Minecraft 1.15.1. This recently been updated. Now, disclaimer that I want to say is don't use these cheats on multiplayer because you might ruin people's fun and you might also get banned. So it's your choice how you use these cheats and how you use this modded client. I'm only going to use it in single player just to show you how everything works. So without further ado, we're going to jump into it. All links will be in the description below. So if you want to download everything, that's where everything will be. So first we want to click the free download because we don't have the donation version, and it'll tell you to select a version. You want to click 1.15.1 and I'm just going to go onto the download now and it should download the latest here. So I'm going to open this. If you haven't got WinRAR, you can just go into your downloads folder. I'm going to go to my downloads folder and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to click open with Windows Explorer, and that's how everyone can do it if you don't have WinRAR. And I'm going to go inside here. So what we want to do is we want to right click and press cut, and we want to click in the top bar, type %sign app data %sign .minecraft and then go into versions, and then we're going to right click and press paste, and now we have the 1.15.1 Aristois version installed. So I'm going to close this folder now and I'm going to minimize, and we're going to go into the Minecraft launcher and I'm going to show you how to set it up because it doesn't install a launcher profile automatically. You have to do everything manually, and then we're going to be able to actually get it to work in Minecraft. Okay, in Minecraft what you want to do is click installations at the top, press add new, and then I'm going to call it 1.15.1 Aristois modded client, and then you want to click the version and you'll find 1.15.1 Aristois that we just pasted in, and then press create, and now click on play, and then we're going to find our new version which is at the bottom, and we're going to click on play. Now what it'll do is it'll download 1.15.1 or use the vanilla version if you've already got it installed, and then we should be able to have the modded client. It'll download the modded client from the internet and set everything up, and then we can get it to work. Now I'm going to show you all the features and commands and kind of show you a little bit of a demonstration on how to use it. This is a lot easier than the one we installed yesterday, which was the worst client. If you want to know how to install the worst modded client for 1.15.1, click on my channel or click the link in the description, and there's another video on how to install that. So I'm just going to show you some of the features and commands right now. So we're going to jump into Minecraft and just see what this has to offer. I'm going to kind of make a comparison as well because I'm interested to see which has more features, Aristois or the worst client, because this client I think might run on Forge, but the worst client runs on Fabric, so there might be a little bit of a difference in terms of commands and features. So when we get in the game, it says welcome to Aristois, here's how to use it. If we use the mod menu, we want to click right shift to enable disable a mod, left click on it, and to keybind it, middle click on it. Okay, so that's pretty easy. I'm just going to click continue, and you'll see that we have a few more features which are donator only, so we're going to ignore those, and now we're actually in the Aristois client. So I'm going to drop into single player because I'm not going to be playing any multiplayer with these mods because I don't want to get banned and I don't want to ruin anyone's server. But you guys can use this on multiplayer if you want to, but I would not recommend using it on popular servers or big servers. Okay, right, so now we're actually in the game. You'll see that everything's loading a little bit slowly. Okay, so right, I need to land. So we're in creative mode right now. I'm just going to drop some stuff. Okay, so let's have a look at all these features. So if we click right shift, it will actually give us a little tutorial first. So if we right click on something, it will actually open up the menu. So I'm going to move my camera. If we right click on the category that we want to, it'll open, and then we can scroll. We can right click a mod to actually activate it, and it'll allow you to keybind it. If we left click it, it'll activate it. So we can kind of turn on some features. So let's go through and see what we actually have. So first of all, we have the world category. You can obviously move these all around to wherever you want them to. So I'm going to open up world. We have fast break. I think the best thing what we can do is we can just add ourselves some tools and some diamond armor just so nothing kills us, and then we can go into survival mode because some of these features is best if we just try them in survival mode. So I'm going to quickly give ourselves some basic tools, and then we're going to drop into survival mode so we can test these because we want to see how they would actually be in a server. If we're in creative mode, everything's going to be too easy. So okay, boom. So if we click right shift now, we can put on fast break. So I'm interested how this works. So if we break something normally, that's how long it takes to break. If we turn on fast break, does it make it any quicker? Okay, that makes it a lot quicker. So you'll see fast break makes stuff a lot quicker to break, which is really nice. I'm guessing that won't work on most servers though. Then we have anti-cactus, which prevents cacti damage, and a few different things. Nuke is really interesting. Let's try this out. So if we use the nuker, it will actually destroy stuff, and if we couple that with fast break, it'll obviously destroy stuff a lot quicker. You can see they're still destroying stuff. Obviously, alternatively, if we go in creative mode, the nuker should destroy a lot of stuff. And we go into the normal punch mode, it will literally just destroy everything down to bedrock, and it'll make an absolutely massive tunnel. So that's how nuker works. It's a little bit laggy though, so I am going to turn it off. But that's how to use the nuker. That's basically how to just clear stuff out. It's kind of cool if you want to make like a massive cavern or a big pit or hole if we're on a server in creative mode, so that's kind of nice. But that's how the nuker works. Combat, this is going to be interesting because a lot of people download these sort of stuff for PvP, so we can get more chance of critical hits. So I'm just going to go ahead and just spawn a mob. I'm going to spawn a few drowned mobs, and hopefully we should be able to have some kind of crit. You'll see that we already got a critical hit on the first hit. So you'll see that like every 1 or 2 hits, most of the time we'll end up getting a critical. So this is pretty overpowered, to be honest, especially if you can get it to work on a multiplayer server. I'm guessing in PvP that's just game changing. Then we have kill aura, which automatically will hit stuff around us in our range, which is really nice. As you can see, let me just spawn those just to show you. As you can see, I'm not actually hitting them. It's just automatically kind of hitting them in a way that's kind of like a force field, so that's super overpowered. And then I think if we couple that with other stuff, it'll probably be quite overpowered. Reach, increase our reach. This will mean that we can hit things a little bit further away. Trigger bot is automatically, if you crosshairs over something, it will attack it as long as it's in range. So you can see most of the time it'll wait until it's at a full charge and then it'll hit it. So it just means that obviously if your mouse is over the player or the mob, it will automatically strike it, which is pretty useful. And I think it'll only attack aggressive mobs or players. Like this rabbit it's not working on, so I think it has to be aggressive for the trigger bot to work, which is really cool. Now I don't know if this is very good with bows, but we do actually have a bow aimbot, so I'm going to try that out. So I'm going to add a bow to our inventory, and then I'm going to add some arrows, just some random arrows, and I'm going to spawn lots more drowned. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the trigger bar and kill aura, and I'm going to turn on the bow aim bot. So obviously if we get our bow out now and we right click, it will automatically target the mob, and it kind of has prediction. So it will aim kind of in front of the mob to make sure it hits. And I'm interested to see what the kind of range is on this. So if I fly further out and we try and hit the mob, you'll see that it almost perfectly attacks it most of the time. Now it depends on the running speed and the trajectory of what it's going, but for the most part it's actually really accurate. But you can't set like what the mob is that you want it to hit. It will always just hit one that's closest to your player. Then we have automatically disconnect. This is kind of a cheat on multiplayer. If you're in a PvP arena and you don't want to lose all your items, you can literally turn this on, and then if you get to like 1 heart or something, it'll automatically disconnect you, and then it'll allow you to obviously prevent dying. This is pretty useful in factions as well. If you're playing on factions inside your base and you get raided, it's always nice when you try and defend to automatically DC and keep all of your loot. So that's a pretty nice little feature that would have been useful for me if I was playing factions. But like I said, I don't really play Minecraft multiplayer, and I probably wouldn't use this because obviously using this on multiplayer would be pretty bad because most servers will get you banned for it. Then we have regen, which requires full hunger, so that'll make you regenerate health faster. So if we jump into survival mode again, and we get some chicken for an example, and I'm just going to fly away where there's no enemies, and then we're going to go in survival mode and eat food, and we'll just see if it makes us heal quicker. You'll see that the hearts are regenerating a lot quicker. They regen at the same rate in terms of like how often half a heart appears, but it will actually regen for the most part a lot quicker. So that's the regen effect. And then if we go back on the menu, if we turn on regen again, you'll see that everything moves quite quickly. For some reason though, it still goes pretty slow, and like I said, you do need full hunger. So if I just eat a chicken and get full hunger, you'll see that it regens really quickly. It obviously does kill your hunger bar though, so it doesn't last too long, so you will have to keep replenishing it, but it's actually pretty cool. Then auto clicker left clicks when you hold the mouse button, so this would be pretty cool for mining for an example. So you could use it just to continuously mine stone, which is really nice. That's kind of the main things for PvP. You can obviously look at the PvP settings, so you can make it attack things behind walls, only attack hostile, animals, friends, invisible, players, change the FOV, which is pretty cool. So this is some pretty advanced stuff. That's more for combat and PvP, which is kind of the reason why a lot of people use this on servers, but it does work on mobs. So now that I've been trying it in single player, it's kind of fun just to see just killing mobs really quickly. Then under rendered, this is the kind of things that we have, such as cheats like XRAY. So full bright's really interesting, so if we just quickly go into a cave or something, just really quickly, just where there's not much light, and we'll just keep going across, then you'll see the effect of full bright. Now, full bright just means that you can actually see stuff, because if you can see it's super dark here, but if we turn on full bright, literally everything glows up and we don't need torches, which is one of the coolest features because I hate it when it gets dark. Then we have the ESP. This is not only for players but also mobs, so if we're mining down here right now, you can see all the mobs around us. I'm not sure how this works on multiplayer. Like I said, I haven't used this and I probably won't use it, but for the most part you can kind of see just how the effect works because we can see all the creepers and skeletons underground, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of nice to track down mobs if you want to farm like string or TNT. Then X-ray is obviously the thing that most people love. This is just so we can draw out and see where the ores are. You can even see down here, if we just quickly move across, you can see that there's actually a mob spawner there. I don't know if you can actually see it, but since it's removing all the stone, we can actually see there's a dungeon at where my crosshair is. So it's really nice to find stuff like dungeons, and you can see that we have the X-ray options. If we right click, you can click on blocks and it'll allow us to actually add or remove blocks, which it'll actually show. So we can customize that, for an example, if you have mods on your Minecraft, which is really nice. So then we have tracers, which should draw lines to certain entities. If you right click on it and click mobs or items, it will show us lines to each and every mob and item. Obviously what you want to do is you want to turn on stuff like ESP, and then you know where the mobs are at the same time, so you can see where the lines have been drawn to. But for the most part, this just creates a lot of screen clutter. Trajectories is kind of nice. So if we're using the bow for an example, let's just go up to the top so I can show you what this means. So if we use the bow for an example, this will show where the arrows should go. So you can see right now, we can see our trajectory. It kind of gives us a green line and it shows us where the arrow will land, which is super nice. So if we just spawn a mob, like if we just spawn a cow, just for an example, because we need to test this out on daytime, and we go from a long range, then we can kind of see where the arrow will land. So I'll just see how accurate it is, and the arrow should land exactly where it is. So if I put this over here on this bush, it should kind of land over there. The range will increase the more you charge the bow. So you can see that this is the range where it is now, and it'll show you while we're charging it at first, it'll actually not go as far. We have the other option which shows things like chat spammer and stuff like that, so we could spam something in chat. As you can see, it's just sending random messages at a certain interval. If we right click on that, you can change the delay, and you can click on this to change the message, and you can put on anti-spam so plugins don't ban you for it. Inventory Plus allows you to keep items in your crafting area. Under GUI there's a better crosshair. Now I don't personally like this. I think this is horrible because the crosshair is absolutely huge, so I don't know why you'd want this thing, but that's a way to change your crosshair. If you right click on it, you can actually change the crosshair though. This is how you can make it better. So you can change the distance between the arrows, you can change the length and thickness, and this is actually cool. If you do this, then you can actually make a pretty cool crosshair. So as you can see, we have quite a cool crosshair there, which is a lot better than the microphone. So you can actually create a custom crosshair and make it multicolored. You can see that the colors are actually changing, which is pretty nice. So that's a nice feature. Most things are customizable in this. You can put mini player on, which shows your player in the bottom right. That's kind of like the Minecraft Bedrock edition, where you can actually see your player, which is really cool. And then we'll go to movement. We can turn on flight mode, which just puts us straight into flight mode. I'll show you how this works. Obviously, if we go in survival, we still have flight mode. The thing is though, is you don't double press space like creative mode to turn it on and off. It's just constantly on. So there's no way to toggle it unless we actually click on fly again to turn it off and just drop to the floor. But obviously, if you right click on it, you can select the keybind and just press F for an example. And then if we press F, it will actually take us into fly mode, which is super cool. You can change different options. You can change the speed. You can change if you can fly in boats or horses, which is ridiculous. I'm guessing that would be super fun. And then the last two options, mini games. So it allows you to see players in prop hunt, or basically automatically reveal the murderer in the murder mysteries game mode. So that's kind of like a cheat, which ruins the game mode in my opinion. So I wouldn't recommend using that because there's no point of playing the murder mystery game mode if you know who the actual culprit is. But that's a pretty cool feature. Then under auto, we have auto sprint, so you don't need to hold control or double tap W. So that's a really cool feature, which is kind of nice. Obviously a lot of games like Fortnite have auto sprint on, so that kind of should be in Minecraft anyway, but that's a cool little feature. This auto tab is just kind of quality of life stuff, which makes things easier. Automatically jump, So if you have auto sprint and auto jump on, it kind of allows you just to run quickly and bunny hop across the map. So if you're running back to your base on a server, I guess this would be quite useful. Auto sneak just drops you into sneak mode permanently, unless you turn it off. The only purpose of doing this really is just to make sure your name doesn't show when players are trying to find you, because I think if you sneak on Minecraft, your name won't show. Auto fish is basically exactly what it says. So if we just get a fishing line and then we right click, it will automatically fish for us, and then obviously if a fish actually comes up, it'll grab the fish automatically and then fish again. So this is kind of a way of auto fishing or AFK fishing. There is obviously ways in Minecraft to do this already. You can create fish farms, but as you can see, this is actually a way to auto fish, and you'll see that it does it on a specific delay to actually catch the fish. So that's a great way of auto fishing without making a fish farm. Auto mine, all it does is just automatically mine whatever blocks in front of you. If there's no block in its distance, then it won't break it. So obviously using that just to strip mine down or across would be pretty cool. Auto parkour, if you're at the edge of a block, it will jump. So as you can see, if we go to the edge of a block, it will jump. So it will automatically hop at the perfect interval when we're doing parkour. And if you have auto sprint on, you basically can't fail the parkour jumping maps. Auto walk is just walking forwards. It's just really cool. So if you pair this with auto mine and you walk forwards, it will basically just consistently mine in a tunnel AFK, so you can just constantly gather ores by making a massive tunnel. So if you wanted to go AFK and have some kind of auto miner, this would be how you do it. Then automatically eat, I think, is one of the coolest things. So if you are actually hungry, it will automatically actually eat your food, which is pretty nice, because for the most part you do actually lose hunger very quickly, especially when you're actually sprinting a lot and jumping a lot. It kind of wears down your fatigue and mana in Minecraft. So having the auto eat thing on will just select a food out of your inventory and it will automatically eat it. I don't think it will swap the items though. I think you have to have the food on your hotbar. So as you can see now, I have half a hunger bar, and it won't eat if you're on a high amount of hunger, but when it gets to a certain number that's below, it will actually eat. So for an example, this fish might give me back like 1 or 2 hunger bars, so it'll wait until we have that amount of food left on a bar that it will regain, and then it'll eat. So you'll see that we're at 1.5 hunger bars down, and it will eat 1 more hunger bar. So it won't go up to maximum, but if you have food, it's just a way of automating it. So that's just how to install modded Minecraft mods and cheats on Minecraft 1.15.1. Like I said, don't use this on multiplayer, but if you're playing around with friends and want to mess about, maybe it's just a bit of fun. I think XRAY is really awesome. I think that's kind of harmless, but the only problem about it is obviously if you do use it on a server, you're kind of taking ores away from other players, so I wouldn't recommend it. But this is how to get everything: XRAY, Fulbright, all the different mods. It's super fun to mess around with in single player and just kind of make everything more interesting if you're bored of survival. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you next time.